Hi, I am going to read you the last chapter of Junie B. Jones and the Sneeky, Peeky Spying. This is called Grandparents' Day. Mrs. went back to room 9. That's because the bell rang to start kindergarten, of course. Only the principal made me stay in the wooden chair. He said he was going to call Mother on the telephone, and he told her all about the grocery store and also about my sneaky, peeky spying. Principal is a squealer. After that, Mother said she wanted to talk to me, only when I said hi, she didn't say hi back. She said she wasn't very happy with me, Missy, and no more spying means no more spying, and we would talk about this after her work. Then she said she never wants to get any more phone calls from Principal. Did I understand? Did I? I looked at Principal. Mother says not to call her anymore, I said. Then Mother did a loud groan in the phone, except I don't know why. After that, me and her hanged up, and Principal said I could go back to room 9. So I run there speedy quick. Only too bad for me, 'cause I got there too late to sing My Country 'Tis Thee, Sweet Land of Liver Free, which is my favorite flag song. And so I just had to sit down at my table, that's all. I saw Lucille, and I showed her my Band-Aid. See, my head's not blowed up, I said, very happy. Too bad, a mean boy named Jim said. I made a fist at him. Then me and him got into a scuffle. A scuffle is what the school calls an accident, only I accidentally tore his shirt. But I didn't get into trouble, 'cause just then the grandparents came to room 9 for Grandparents' Day. Hey, there's mine, I hollered. Mine is the grandpa with the baldy head. Mine too, said Charlotte. Mine too, said the boy, my boyfriend Ricardo. Then Grandma with the blonde hair came in. She had long red fingernails and dangly earrings with jewels. That's my Nana, said Lucille. I smiled at her. Your Nana looks like a moneybags, Lucille, I said. After that, another grandma came in, and she runned over to Jim, the Jim I hate, and she tried to hug him very tight. Only that mean Jim just kept standing there and didn't even hug her back. I tapped her on the shoulder. I will hug you, I said. So she bent down and she hugged me real tight. I hate your grandson, I said, just very sweetly. Just then, Mrs. clapped her loud hands together, and she made the grandparents sit down in the back of the room. Then the children talked about what we do in room 9. It's fun here, said my bestest friend, that Grace. We learn to count and to read, to wash our hands after we go to the bathroom. And we learn recess and snacks and art, said Ricardo. Art is my favorite, I called out, only my art didn't get hanged up, 'cause I painted a horse and his head turned out like a fat wiener sausage, so I had to tear it up and stomp on it with my shoes. Then that mean Jim did a cuckoo sign at me. It was right in front of the whole grandparents. Yeah, only everybody makes mistakes, I said. Right, Mrs. Right? 'Cause on Saturday you kissed a strange man at the grocery store, and then you stole a bunch of grapes, and so even teachers make mistakes, right? Mrs. face went funny, and her skin turned the color of reddish, and her voice couldn't say any words. How come you're not talking, Mrs.? Does the dead cat got your tongue? Just then Grandpa Miller made a loud laugh in the back of the room. Then I heard my grandma laugh too, and pretty soon lots of other grandmas and grandpas were laughing and laughing and laughing. Hey, it sounds happy in this place, I hollered. After that, Mrs. didn't look so reddish anymore. Then we got out the Freshmans, and Grandpa Miller helped me put my cookies on a plate. Mrs. made an announcement to room 9. She said only 2 cookies a piece for the children, except for I ate 4 chocolate ones, and nobody even saw me. And that's not called stealing, it's called extras. After the Freshmans, the grandparents had to go home to their houses, so I hugged my grandma and grandpa very much, and then I hugged that mean Jim's grandma too, and also Lucille's moneybags Nana. Love your earrings, I said. Then Mrs. saw me being polite, and she smiled very nice at me. Mrs. has white teeth. They're just like my Grandpa Miller's. Only hers don't come out, I don't think. Except, I'm not sure. So guess what? I still wish I could hide in her hamper. That's what. I really hope that you enjoyed this story. Junie B. Jones is a wonderful kindergarten character, and there are lots of books written about her and her adventures, and I believe there are also some first grade books when she leaves kindergarten and goes to first grade. And I love reading. Reading is one of my favorite things. I love reading to my students. And there's so much that you can do when you read. Reading transports you to another place. It's almost as if you're right there. I could imagine me being right in the room with Junie B. And especially as a teacher, I could hear the frustration and see what was happening in the classroom and the embarrassment at times to misses. But there's so much you can do with a good book. The best thing you can do is to share it with somebody who hasn't read it. You could tell them, be excited, and tell them all about it. You can reread it to practice your fluency. You can copy your favorite section out of it to practice your handwriting. You can, after you read it to somebody, you can ask them questions to see if they were really listening and if they got what you were reading. And another one of my favorite things to do is to take an event that happened in the story and draw a picture and just use my artistic ability to just add details and make the picture come alive like it does in my imagination. Like I said, reading is awesome, and there are so many other things that you can do with it. But my favorite is just sharing it with you. I think next I will just do non-chapter books, fiction and nonfiction, just because it's fun. Thank you, and I hope that you've enjoyed it.